Hello and welcome to the Footy Times. So we are continuing our Euro preview videos. So we did give a bit of an introduction on the format and the groups and what we're going to sort of, how we're going to go through this. So just to quickly recap, we're doing a group by group preview. We did groups A to C in the first video. Please do check it out. It should be right below this one. And so now we're going to cover the last three groups, D, E, and F. And as always, please, I hate to repeat this again, but please do like. So since this is the first time we are making videos on international football, so we need all the support you can get. And hopefully you like this as well. So, okay, let's quickly jump in. Group D has, I think this is the one everybody wants to talk about because obviously, we are fans of Premier League clubs. So clearly we hold an interest in the England national team. So we have Croatia, Czech Republic, England, and Scotland. And the locations are Wembley and Hampden Park in Scotland. So only the England versus Scotland game is going to happen at Wembley. The other two, they'll basically be playing on their home turf. So yeah, I don't know. Anybody wants to start talking about England?
England team is an enigma.
I'm going to say that, Southgate doesn't know who to pick. He'll probably pick the wrong team and then they'll lose.
Oh my God, it's a lose-lose, man. I mean, whoever he picks, if they don't do well, they're going to be like, why didn't you pick that?
No, but I think the bigger issue is again with the pragmatic football, as in after having all the talent, if you play the way England does, it's a shame. That's what I feel. Pick whosoever, but play football that reflects the nature of the players. I think that is what Southgate doesn't do. Again, it's probably too much emphasis on winning and then doing whatever it takes to win, but it comes at a cost of boring football.
They don't even win.
Yeah. This has always been my view that England doesn't have their own, they don't have a defined style. Like, let's say Spain or Germany, who, from youth academies and very young age players learn to play that way, a certain way. England is always that they have the most famous football stars, but somehow they just never they really don't have a preferred style, so they always fail.
I think as I mentioned in the last video, right, sometimes the names become more important than the team, and
the club rivalries don't help generally. I mean, in the past, right, they had a golden generation of Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes.
It was
the club rivalries were always
versus, not it is player this player versus this player, and that generally never helps a team sport like football is.
Yeah.
But the thing I feel about this England team is that we've got, not we rather, England has a lot of talented players, but like you said, he needs to, the front three, for instance, he needs to get those players who are able to, have that chemistry. He's kind of switched so many, in all of the games, he's had multiple different front threes.
Yeah.
So
and systems as well. Sometimes it's
exactly. So
3,
you
4,
need
3,
to
sometimes it's a 4-3-3.
you need to have a fixed style of play, at least for a good run of games, for them to develop that chemistry and to take forward, which is something I feel they've kind of lacked in that sense. In my opinion, I feel like Grealish, Foden, and Kane should be starting the front three. But I feel Rashford and Sterling will probably make that lineup somehow.
Mm-hmm. And we should all just predict what our
let's do that.
Front three are going to be, because I think the midfield is probably going to be Rice and Henderson, or maybe Bellingham might get a look in, but not sure. So I think the question is whether it's I don't even know what system, but let's just call it a front three and predict who we think is going to be the front three that he picks.
I think it's going to be Sancho, Grealish, and Kane.
Okay.
Sancho, but I don't know. Sancho, he hasn't played as much, or he doesn't trust him as much. Maybe.
I feel it will be Sterling, Kane, and maybe one of the Fodens or Grealish.
Yeah.
Grealish has to start, I feel, though.
Yeah, I agree.
He's too good to. I feel that. Sorry, what was that again?
What's your front three?
My front three, I told you, right? The Grealish, Foden, and Kane would probably be my front three, just based on form. And I think they would bring a lot of creativity.
Yeah.
Sancho is
All
good,
are great.
but I don't know. I think Foden kind of edges it
Foden?
right now.
No, yeah, you said Foden. Yeah, so for me, right, I think to have the ideal balance, you should have one creative player, and Kane, obviously, who is taken to dropping deep and creating a lot. So I think we need one player who can stretch the pitch and who can run in behind, because Kane is not doing a lot of that anymore. So I would have one of Foden, Grealish, or Mount. For me, I would be Grealish, actually. I hate to leave Foden out, but yeah, Grealish is just an X factor.
Yeah.
So is Foden, but Grealish has just been on a different level this season.
Exactly.
I think he's almost like Gaza, Paul Gascoigne from the 96 Euros. I think he could have that kind of impact. He's a sort of mercurial player, right, who just makes things happen. Kane, obviously, I think that's the one constant. And on the right, I would probably play, I think he'll pick Sterling, but I would go with Sancho.
Yeah.
So, because I think Sterling and Rashford have both had very poor seasons. Rashford. So on form, I would pick Sancho. So I think mine is the same as Nisar. Grealish, Kane, and Sancho for me.
Sancho, yeah.
Although I think he might pick Sterling because he's been he's always favored Sterling when he's been available. So, and you guys think it'll be a back four or a back three? I think
back
nobody
four.
knows.
Back four. He'll be screwed over if he plays 5 at the back.
No.
I think it'll be a back three, honestly. At least as the tournament progresses, I feel like he'll get cold feet.
I feel
maybe
he'll play a back three only if Maguire is out injured and does not feature.
That's a good shout, yeah, that's possible. Yeah, I think he is scared of not having Maguire in that back line. But yeah, I just feel like once they come up against the bigger teams, he'll just go cautious. But yeah, I think, like you said, the chemistry is one thing they lack. It's almost better in that sense to not have so many players to pick from, I guess, where you can have just a settled 11 and maybe a few squad players, which I think brings us to Croatia, who I do believe are fairly settled and consistently punched above their weight, like finalists at the last World Cup. And I think they have one of the best midfields in the tournament, if not the best, with Brozovic, who is obviously title winner with Inter. Modric, I mean, man, this guy is like, he's just aging like fine wine. Like even recently, I watched him in the friendly. I can't take my eyes off him. I honestly don't. I don't feel like I've never wanted to watch a midfielder as much as I want to watch Modric. Like just the little things he does, and always seems to make the right decision. And so smooth on the ball. And I think it'll probably be Kovacic for the third slot. Rakitic isn't there, who was there in the last World Cup, but that'll probably be the midfield. And it's like, I think one hell of a midfield. And I think up front they have Perisic, who's exceptional always for the national team. He had a couple of really good seasons, I think, winning the treble with Bayern.
Perisic is like Jan Muller, I feel.
Yeah, Perisic is great. And Rebic, who's also been like a permanent fixture. I think the only question mark is who plays up front. Basically it's between Kramaric and Petkovic, where they are a little bit weak on that side. They got a solid defense as well. Lovren and Vida probably the same partnership as in the World Cup, and Vasalko will probably be the right back. I think left back. Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah. So that's this pretty much like, I don't think very few teams we can pretty much name who the first 11 is going to be, at least among the better teams, if you like. Croatia is one of them. So yeah, they're always good. And probably we think they'll finish second or first, right?
First.
Along with England.
England will screw up. England has to screw up one game. They'll not finish.
Man, there's no hope for.
They'll not. As in, I feel like I'm. I don't know when this might have happened last. As in, England-Scotland can be an interesting game. As in, I know that it might be fierce. It's like the nearer you are, the fierce the rivalry is. I feel like that might be an interesting game. It might be completely cagey, but I'm expecting some cards to fly out of the referee's pocket in that game.
Yeah, I mean, talking of Scotland, any players you want to pick out? I think there are a few
McTominay
that we know.
McSauce.
McSauce is going to be dripping all over that midfield.
On defense, you never know.
Yeah, he has
and isn't it? And I don't know a whole lot of players, but it's just that I think the rivalry can bring at least the best out of them in that one game. Uh, Not sure what
Yeah.
would happen otherwise, but yeah, I feel like Croatia are like masters of the group stage. They they usually tend to qualify very easily. So I feel that they probably may top the group, and England will lose
Yeah.
against Scotland, but still go through.
Oh,
I,
you think
Or
so?
I
Wow.
think
draw. To be fair.
Okay.
England will probably. I'm anticipating a Pickford
Howler.
mishap.
Oh,
Yeah, a howler.
never far away. Yeah.
I don't know why Pickford even gets picked for England squad, to be honest.
Was just pick in his name.
Yeah, pick is.
Yeah, I think Pope was supposed to be first choice, but he got
Hmm.
injured. It was
Right.
sad for him. He's definitely a better goalkeeper than
Hmm.
Pickford, I think. Or your Dean Henderson is.
Yeah, he's. I think.
Any love for him?
Yep.
Maybe.
The thing is, he's not had
Yeah,
much.
he's
He hasn't played
not
it,
had enough to prove himself. Yeah, I
and
don't think so. Southgate will risk
and
him.
on the big stage, he hasn't really done so well. He has those jitters, so I wouldn't play him. Yeah, I
Right.
wouldn't play him in this tournament just yet.
Probably he'll be back up. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, just another thing about Scotland, very interesting problem they have is the two best players happen to be left backs, Robertson and Tierney. So they usually play back three with Tierney as the left centre back and Robertson as the wing back. And it actually worked well for them. I think Steve Clark, I forgot the manager's name. He's been very good in instilling a system in place where he can get the best out of all these players. There's John McGinn as well.
Yeah,
He's
John
very
McGinn,
good.
very good player.
As the striker.
Oh yeah, Shea Adams too.
Shea
Yeah,
Adams.
recognize him from the
He had
Premier
a
League.
good season.
What's that?
He had a good season.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, Shea Adams is a good shout. And then yeah, Czech Republic. Obviously, we all know Souček and Kufal from that amazing West Ham team, which Sheldon got never tired of backing. He was backing them for top four all the way.
According to me, they are the best team in London. I am just going to put that out there.
Ahead of the Champions League winners.
Yeah,
Champions of Europe.
especially
That's a
against the
big
Champions
shout, man. Yeah. So I think those are the two recognizable names. And Patrick Schick, you might know from Leipzig. He's the striker. So Czech Republic are a decent team. So this is actually a fairly decent group now I think about it. I think England and Croatia, we probably are all agreed will be top two. I can't call third. I think honestly, Czech Republic could be, they could upset. They probably could catch a few people unawares. They're a more than decent team. So I don't know. Who do you think will finish third quickly?
Yeah.
I think that's. I'll probably edge them, but honestly, I won't be surprised if Czech Republic go through and Scotland go out. All right. Group E next is Poland. Yeah, this is another very nondescript group. It's got Poland, Slovakia, Spain, and Sweden. And the venues are, I think, Spain. I think they're playing in Seville. Not sure. It's not one of the main grounds. It's not the Pijuan. It's not either Sevilla or Betis's ground. It's one of the other grounds.
Gotcha.
I'm not even sure which the other venue is actually. It's a neutral one. But yeah, so I don't know, guys. Spain is probably the one interesting team in this group. Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's
because Fiorentina Perez is busy, putting down like what he wants to include in his Euros.
Oh my God, yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah, no Real Madrid players for the first time in a long time. Yeah, Spain are. I don't know about Spain. They're so. Luis Enrique is back. I think he had taken time off because of the death of his daughter. Very sad. But he's back. And he's another one of those who simply doesn't know what his first 11 is. I think they're constantly chopping and changing, and their forward line is very uninspiring. As always, they never seem to have good forwards. I think Morata is their main striker.
Ferran Torres. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think he has been actually doing well for under 21. So
I think he scored a hat-trick in that 6-0 thrashing of Germany.
So he might,
last year.
I
So,
think
do it.
I think he even scored a hat trick in like the last couple of games, right, for City.
Yeah, Newcastle, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Torres might play. Midfield is obviously the strongest point as ever. I think they have. I don't know if Busquets tested positive for COVID. Obviously, their entire team is self-isolating.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting thing how that evolves the situation. But obviously, Thiago is probably going to be carrying that midfield. And the third one, I think Yash was talking about Pedri.
Yeah.
It's probably a very talented young teenager.
They have Rodri who can be a replacement for Busquets, right?
Yeah.
It's not like for like, but he's still not at the same level. But
he's kind of.
Rodrigo is pretty slow, I feel. But
what about Saul and Rodri to play? I mean,
is Saul even in the squad?
He has to be. I mean,
I think Koke is, but not sure about Saul.
I'm not seeing Saul. No, I'm not seeing him.
Yeah,
oh, that's strange.
By the way, how can we forget Traore, Adama Traore, man?
With the baby oil, yes.
Oh my God.
He's got to be one of those super subs, I think. They'll just let him
exactly.
apply oil on his hands and just say go run with the
Hector
ball.
Bellerin.
Yep.
Oh my God, man. Aspi is back in the squad after a long time.
Oh, nice.
They don't have a proper right back. This is another thing. It's mad. I think Aspilicueta and Marcos Llorente. I don't think Bellerin is in the squad actually.
Oh, probably. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Hey, I would play this guy as a right wing back, Adama Traore.
That's an option, yeah. I think, they don't have a proper right back. So I don't know why Jesus Navas isn't in, which is crazy.
Yeah.
He was one of the best players for Sevilla, captained them to a title challenge. Yeah, it was a strange one there. So, I think we've spent enough time on Spain. Other teams, not much talk about. Poland, obviously, we all know who they are going to be banking on. The big man up front, Lewandowski. I think there are a couple of other good players. Zielinski has had a great season with Napoli. Is one of those who will just float around, I think, in the half spaces.
Just a thought. Could it be still Euros where, the old players shine again? Like we have Modric for Croatia, we have Lewandowski for Poland. Mentioned Turkey's, I forgot the name, the striker for Turkey.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yilmaz.
could it be?
Yeah, Yilmaz.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, could be. And Goran Pandev. Let's not forget him. Yeah.
Yeah, Sweden are missing Zlatan, so maybe.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If he would have been there, that would have been another.
It's okay. They have Lindelof.
Oh yeah, let's move to Sweden then.
Striker. That's the question.
Yeah.
Isaac is a good.
Isaac from Real Sociedad had a pretty decent season, so I can see him. He's pretty good to lead the line for Sweden.
Yeah, and Dejan Kulusevski, of course, who's big talent.
Exactly. I think he's a very talented player. One of those shining, shining players for Juventus this season, along with Chiesa for Italy.
He was a little up and down, but I think towards the end he found some form. But he's a big talent. So.
Big talent, yeah.
It's pity about Zlatan. He got called up and then got injured. It just seemed like you were saying, yes, I think it's just the age of the old centre forward almost. You look around Europe, you have so many Lewandowski and Benzema and Yilmaz, Zlatan.
Don't you see, the change? I mean, you know how we've kind of moved from the traditional wingers to the wide forwards, the inverted wingers and stuff like that. Right. There seems to be a change in the centre forwards as well. You don't find an out-and-out striker these days.
Exactly, yeah. I know, right? And it's just kind of going out of the game. I was just thinking about this the other day. I mean, people were raving about Cavani and his movement. And I mean, I know it's great, but it's because we rarely get to see that type of player.
That is what it was for most of the times.
Right. Yeah. It's all just false nines and they have to play a big part in the build-up, press and harry. Hardly any time to get in the box and score goals.
I think England's game has changed a lot since the time, Klopp, Pep came in. They have kind of, started to affect the way football is played.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah. Talking of good football teams, I think Group F has plenty of them. I have no idea how this group came to be, honestly. I mean, even in a World Cup, this would be out of place with the number of big teams, but in a Euros, which is crazy, we have Group F, which has France, Germany, Portugal, and poor Hungary.
Yeah, I
I
know.
have no idea. Oh, I feel so sorry for them. How did they end up here?
It feels like मैं ही MC हूँ जो इसमें आया.
Oh
Hungary.
my God, seriously, man. Hungary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think these are two of the tournament favorites, I would say.
Yeah.
And obviously Sheldon, we know who is backing. And yeah, before we go ahead, I think Sheldon has some connection to Portugal, right, Sheldon?
My connection with Portugal, obviously, my last name is Sheldon Coutinho, but I come from this place in India, which used to be a Portuguese colony called Goa. So that's my connection right there. And you know what's the benefits of being from Goa? Like my
Yeah.
parents can actually get
Talk football.
no. They can actually get a Portuguese passport, and hence I can
Oh,
get residency
awesome.
over there. So
Wow, that's so cool, man.
Yep.
I didn't.
Good for you.
Wow.
Good reasons to support
Yeah, so I don't
Portugal.
know.
Go for it.
yeah.
I don't have a Turkish passport, but yeah, I'm still gonna support. Yeah, because I've been there and I like Istanbul, and yeah, because I love Burak Yilmaz. But anyway, enough about that. So yes, you want to start talking about them,
Yeah,
Sheldon?
I mean Portugal. I mean you cannot start talking about Portugal unless until you start talking about CR7. This is a huge tournament for him. He would probably want to, he hasn't had the greatest of seasons. I mean, individually he did perform really well this season with Juventus. He scored tons of goals, but then from a team perspective, Juventus didn't. I think they only won like the cup tournament. They were winning. I think they've won 9 Serie A titles together, and so I mean they kind of struggled to even make it to the top 4. But yeah, CR7 has a huge point to prove in this tournament. I'm sure he the last Euros, despite Portugal winning. I'm sure I mean before CR7 not playing a huge what do you call he wasn't a crucial part of that final, so he would probably want to prove, like I said, prove a point. So CR7 is probably the main person for Portugal, along with you have the Bruno who's been coming out from a very fantastic season with Manchester United. He'll be crucial. Then you have Jota from
Bernardo
Liverpool
Silva.
and Bernardo Silva from Man City. I mean,
Ruben Diaz.
Portugal.
Ruben Diaz,
Yeah,
João Felix, who
Diaz,
probably
João
doesn't.
Felix, Rui Patricio.
I think this
who plays
Yeah.
Ronaldo might be feeling that this might be the
Golden.
best Portugal team that
Yeah.
he
Exactly.
has got a chance to play
Exactly.
in.
Crazy. That's the thing. It's no longer about
Yeah.
CR7. Like I personally feel that the best front three doesn't feature CR7
It
because I
doesn't.
remember last year, I think it was before the start of last season, they played Croatia and with a front three of Felix, Jota, Felix, and Bernardo with Bruno behind them, and they played them off the park. And there was honestly, we're used to seeing Portugal playing a very pragmatic 4-4-2, right? That's how they even won the Euros.
Yeah.
But I don't think he can play that way.
Yeah.
There's so much pressure on him to play a more exciting style of football with all these
Oh, and
all this talent
Cancelo.
that he
Yeah,
has.
they have Cancelo too.
Cancelo, Guerrero, Nuno Mendes. So
Best
I
fullbacks
understand
in
where,
the
yeah, I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, CR7's, but I think what he brings is that experience. I think he's like one of the only players, along with Pepe at the back, who was part of that
Winning team.
Euro winning season. So he'll be bringing that experience, obviously, and people will be looking for him to kind of perform. I mean, he will be leading the line. Yes, I agree with you. With CR7 not being, if we are to look at the team in totality, yes, he won't be that cog, to kind of get the best out of the team. But he is the captain. He will. I feel like this team and this tournament is tailor made for him to actually win this tournament. So I don't want to spend too much time on Portugal. Yes, my team. They are. I think behind France, probably they're the only team that I would think they will make the finals and probably win it as well. So. I wouldn't. I think we may see a repeat of the finals. Yeah.
Yeah, probably the first time Portugal are going into the tournament as favorites or joint favorites, if you like.
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
it's crazy.
Absolutely.
And
Speaking of France, yeah, I mean, what can
I
you
mean, do we even need
say?
to talk about this team,
They won
man?
the World Cup at second gear, I feel.
Seriously, they sleepwalked through the first half, and then this is kind of found a formation which
Yeah.
clicked, and they just basically easily swept everyone aside.
And they have
Like
Kante, who has won Champions League, and like people.
one thing he hadn't won,
Yeah.
and actually the Euros, so he might win
Yeah,
both
exactly.
this summer.
So fun fact is that the midfield pair of Pogba and Kante have not lost any game.
Interesting.
Wow. It's mad.
Except when it goes to penalties, probably, or towards the end. I don't know, but I'm just saying they haven't lost a game, so that's going to be crucial. Kante is probably going to be
Who's
the
their
driving
centre
force
back? There
of that
is
midfield.
Varane, and who's
Varane and
Kimpembe.
Kimpembe.
I don't think Kimpembe is like the best centre back for France.
He's actually good, but I mean, he doesn't get a lot of the plaudits at PSG because I think Marquinhos is kind of the more dominant one. But
Yeah.
what's that?
Jules Koundé is also French.
Yeah.
Jules
I don't know if
Koundé,
Koundé is there,
Konate.
I think they're in the under-21s. I don't think those two made it. That's the embarrassment of riches they have.
I see Jules Koundé on the team sheet.
Oh, he's there? Okay, cool. Yeah. Konate isn't. I think Upamecano isn't, which is
Upamecano.
not even part of the squad. I mean, it's just
Isn't Lucas Hernandez at Atletico? He is, right?
Bayern. He moved to Bayern.
Bayern.
All right.
Yeah.
Dude, did Fofana make it? I'm kidding.
Yeah, and I think the biggest, and they've actually upgraded on the last team which win the World Cup because they have Benzema up top.
So it's Griezmann. It probably might be Benzema, Griezmann, and Mbappe.
Mbappe.
Yeah, I think he's. Yeah, he generally preferred a 4-4-2. He's a 4-4-2 guy.
I'm so surprised that Benzema had such bad fortune with the French team and the French coaches in the past that he hasn't been picked more often for France.
It was because of that scandal, right?
Yeah, it was about
sex scandal or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Laporte changed his nationality. It's because he couldn't get into French.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it was personal reason, but still they have so many players that they don't miss Laporte at all.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no Martial, no Lacazette in the squad.
Even Martial.
I think the only question mark is kind of Kante, Pogba, Mbappe, Griezmann, Benzema pick themselves. The only question mark is who plays on that Matuidi role essentially on that left side. That engine. They don't really have an equivalent.
I saw in the last friendlies they had a player called Tolisso.
Tolisso is good. Yeah, he's Bayern.
Yeah. But yeah, they're definitely favorites.
Hey, and did Ndombele get picked for this? No, didn't make it. Wow.
Dembele is there though.
Ousmane Dembele,
yeah.
He's there.
Okay. I mean, I think you can just keep talking about France forever. I think everybody knows what they are all about. Germany. Yash Gundogan. You think he can carry his club form and save Germany?
I think so. I mean, when you say save Germany, I don't know. They will not win it.
At least get them past the group.
Be there. Key man this time, I think.
Yeah.
They have, I think, I mean, on paper, it's a pretty decent team. It's not a bad team at all.
Yeah.
Always right.
It's just not clicking for them. They kind of have been exposed after their World Cup win, I feel. They have become too predictable. Everyone kind of knows how they play.
Wasn't there some kind of like World Cup jinx? Whoever won the World Cup would
they would get out of the groups in the next World Cup.
Yeah.
I think since the last 3 World Cups that's been happening. So Spain won it and then Spain got out. Italy won it and then Italy got out, and then Germany won and Germany got out.
France.
Yeah.
It's about France maybe in near future.
Oh, but next World Cup, it won't apply to the Euros, I think.
Yeah.
But Germany, I mean, so bad for so long. I don't know. Like you said, it's such a good team on paper. You look like Yogi Löw's totally confused. I think he's just confused himself with oblivion. Yeah. He has no idea what system to play, what style to play. I think, like you said, they become too predictable. It's like possession for possession's sake. It's almost like the Spain team, after the Tiki-Taka generation, and when they 2014 World Cup. They just
Wait,
people figured them out.
Is it because like most of the players don't play in Germany anymore? A lot of them play outside of Germany, which is kind of affected, I don't know, chemistry or the way they
Players
play.
wise, they all still got like players who are at the top of the game. I mean, all over Europe, right?
I would say
obviously
No. What I mean to say is that, for example, when you the Spanish team that won the World Cup, they were pretty much the Barcelona team, and then the German
it's a
team
gelling
was
thing,
basically
right? As in it's like probably.
So
it's always been Bayern, but yeah, it's less
exactly.
So. But Muller's back.
Yeah.
He swallowed
Muller.
his ego and called him back. So yeah, Muller's always turned up for them at major tournaments. He's basically their major tournament guy, right? So yeah, Muller is always.
I think they are good pair of wingers when Gnabry and Sane. I think they play for Bayern.
But
and
Sane, I still feel is hit and miss. It's like on the day, if he turns up, he turns up. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
Yeah,
that's true.
Decision making is very. Yeah, it's
they have
not
Kimmich,
quite there
who
yet.
is in great form.
Kimmich is a man. Kimmich is sensational. He'll probably play right back though.
Is Ozil in the squad?
No. He's already.
Yeah.
He should probably change his nationality back to like Turkey or something to play.
I think you can't. Once you play for a nation, I think you can't change it.
Yeah, not after that long. But yeah, they've got another good midfield. I think Gundogan, Kroos, and Goretzka, which again should be one of the best midfield in that tournament. So, I mean, the ingredients are there. It's just I've totally lost faith in Jogi Löw as a coach, and they desperately need that reboot. I think with Hansi Flick after this Euros. So
that's true.
But
they still finished third. They'll probably
still
finish third and go through. That is what I feel.
Yeah, I think.
So do they play Müller as a main striker, or they go with Werner or
Werner?
Dude, Havertz also has to play, right?
Yeah, I think it'll be. I think the last friendly he played Gnabry, Müller, and Havertz as a front three. Or if he goes front four, he might pick another white player, maybe a Sane or a Werner.
They have pretty good white player options. So.
Yeah,
but I think the striker should be Müller, in my opinion.
Probably, yeah.
He should stick to Müller.
I don't know. Müller's
false
not. He's more of a false nine. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, but I mean, it can work. I mean,
but then,
like, already discussed that.
Then, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's
probably
this was going to be a longer discussion.
Condolences to Hungary.
Seriously, man. I feel so sorry for them. But sorry, Hungary. And there's not much to talk about them. I think there's only Gulashi and Orban. I think are the ones which people recognize from Leipzig. And Sobozala is a big talent, but he's injured, so he is not there. So that's another blow, as if there wasn't enough bad news. But I think that should wrap us. So let's again quickly go through the groups. I think Group D Group E we didn't really say who we are picking.
We did, right?
Spain and Poland, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or
I was going to go Spain and Sweden. Actually, yeah.
I still think Spain and Poland would be the top two.
Spain and Sweden for me.
I think Poland will go through though. I mean, being third or whatever.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think I pick Spain and Poland as well, but could easily be Sweden. So yeah, I do feel that third place team in this group might go through as well. I think Group F, France and Portugal.
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer.
Unanimous.
The order is unknown, but I feel those two will be the first and second.
I think.
I think their game will determine who the first would be, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think Portugal were, even last time they were in the group of death, right?
Yeah, I think so. They had Netherlands, I think, and someone else.
No, Netherlands. I mean, they went through the group without winning a single game. I remember that in the Euro.
I'm confused.
Because they can go through third place. I think that should do us for this video. Do you quickly want to predict?
I was going to say, you guys want to predict the winners and who's going to be the golden boot and player of the tournament or something like that?
Yeah, let's quickly do that. Go ahead, Sheldon.
Oh, for me, I think the winner is obviously Portugal for obvious reasons. And
who's your dark horse?
My dark horse, you know what? I'm going to say Italy. I think everyone's kind of counted them out, and that's when they kind of rise as a phoenix and stuff like that. So they'll be the dark horses. Flops, I would say Netherlands, and then player of the tournament, I would say CR7. I'm hoping for a big. He's old, I know but I'm hoping for a big performance from him. And top scorer, I feel it's going to be Kane.
Okay.
Kane, wow.
Cool.
Okay.
Next. Yash.
He'll be taking a lot of penalties.
Yeah, that's how we won the Golden Boot at the World Cup. Literally all penalties.
I was going to say that England might not win more than 1-0. That is what my prediction was. But anyways.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
I think it would be Belgium for me. I think Lukaku and De Bruyne will be the key players for them. And if they continue their good form, I think they can win it.
Yeah.
Dark horses, I don't know. I would say England, maybe.
It's so weird that you have to call England the dark horses.
It is sad.
Top scorer, I would say Mbappe, France.
Good shout.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go for France. Probably the obvious pick.
Yeah.
And the dark horses, I feel, would be Croatia again. I still feel it would be like a France-Croatia final. I don't know why. Yeah, again. And I think the Golden Boot. I want to say Benzema. And probably. And player of the tournament, maybe. Not sure. I just pick some French player. Let's say Mbappe.
The easy one.
Yeah.
Mbappe, yeah.
Okay, my picks. I think I can't bet against France, man. Honestly, it's just the easy money right now. My dark horse is obviously Turkey because, well, as I've said many times, I'm supporting them. And best player for me is Mbappe, probably, and top goal scorer I'll go for Lukaku.
That's true.
Because he's been on fire for not just for Inter but Belgium. Like this goal scoring record is ridiculous. Okay, that should do us. I can't wait for the Euros. I'm sure the same for all of you. So let's get the ball rolling.
Yes. International football after a long time.
Yeah, that's all. Hope for a good tournament and see you guys with the next video. We don't know what it will be, but hopefully it's something as exciting as this one.
Sounds
good. Yeah, loads of fun. All right, thanks guys. Please do like the video once again and see you next time. Bye.